Brad Goreski is on the show this week, and I was writing some notes to myself on my iPhone on the way here, and I typed out Goreski. You know what the iPhone autocorrects it to?
Oh, God. What?
Foreskin.
Really?
Yeah.
Goreski foreskin. I wonder if you type foreskin, does it turn it to Goreski? If this guy keeps blowing up, there's a chance.
We'll have to ask him about that. So Brad Goreski, if you don't know him, he was Rachel Zoe's assistant on the Rachel Zoe project. And then he left and started his own business and now has his own reality show called It's Brad World. It premieres on Bravo January 2nd at 10 p.m.
And he's a fashion guy and a gay, great hair.
Great hair.
Big glasses.
Bow ties.
Everything fits well.
And here he is, Brad. Thank you so much for being on our show.
My pleasure.
We've actually been trying to schedule this for weeks. You're doing a ton of press. You are a true Bravo celebrity. When did you realize that things were blowing up for you?
I don't know if it's still so, I love it so much, and it's still so strange to me, and even more strange now that the show's being promoted and stuff, because the beat kind of goes on for us. I have like a studio full of clothes. I'm dressing someone for a premiere tonight. Then I have a fitting right after. Then I have to go home and pack for Europe. So it's like everything just kind of keeps going for us. But I will say I get like a little snapped out of it when I'm, frantically racing down the street looking for, some sort of special bra with a super low back to go with a gown, and somebody's like chasing me or asking me, not chasing me, but have had people like, Brad, running down the street after me. And I'm like, oh, right, there's this whole other like thing, because the job is so all encompassing that even once the cameras leave, it's, it's like there's still so much happening. But, I think it was pretty much probably after the first season of Rachel's show aired that, I think for me would probably be around Halloween when people were dressing up like us and sending out Twitter photos. And I was like, oh my God, this is kind of really bizarre.
My boyfriend actually dressed up as you, and his friend dressed up as Rachel Zoe. That just occurred to me. Wow.
See, there you go.
Were you afraid at all to do this? Because everybody knows this is all about the editing process, and, you never know how they're going to make you seem.
What happens in my life, and when you sign up for having cameras follow you, I think you do yourself a disservice by editing too much out. Mm-hmm. I'm not in the position. I'm not an executive producer on my show. My managers actually are, so they were kind of my eyes. But for me, it wasn't really that important, because at the end of the day, the stuff that's happening is real stuff happening in my life, and I feel like I would be doing myself a disservice chopping that up too much. Because my whole wish for the show, and it actually is that people will get to see the authentic me, and not that they hadn't before, but having my own show, it feels very authentic and very true to what was happening over the course of the 3.5 to 4 months that we were filming. So, anything that I say on camera, it's not really fair for me to go back and be like, unless it's, kind of taken out of context,
right.
But, it's me there, and it's, I think Caroline actually said this from The Real Housewives of New Jersey on one of the reunion specials. It's like, they can't edit you. Like, what you give the cameras and what you give while you're being filmed is you know?
Yeah.
So I'm a firm believer in that. And I think people will actually see there's a lot of heart to the show. There's a lot of crying this year. So I know I got in trouble in the past for that. But it's like, it's skyrocketing. It should be a drinking game. That's how many times I cry.
Well, can I just say I love a man that goes to a Real Housewives of New Jersey reference when talking about his own show. That is amazing, Brad.
I actually reference them quite a bit.
Is that in your contract somewhere? You have to mention the Housewives at least once in an interview, don't you?
No, never. I don't have to mention anything I don't want to. I just love them all so much.
We say on the show sometimes that Housewives ruins lives, because there have been so many housewives who have gotten divorced. And of course, the absolute most tragic thing with Taylor on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Do you get worried that the show is going to change you and it's going to affect your personal life?
I'm not actually. That's one thing I'm actually not worried about, because I have three seasons of something under my belt, and if anything, filming the show with my boyfriend Gary made everything so. We just had such an incredible experience filming together, and you'll see on the show. I don't want to give too much away, but he, for the first time, kind of participates in my career, and not to say that we never talked about it or anything, but actually like starts coming to things with me, and it was really nice. Like, it was really kind of great to show him, what I do and introduce him to all the people that I know, because our lives had been career-wise very separate, and I actually feel it brought me closer together with my family and also with my boyfriend. And I think you'll see in the last episode why.
Yeah, and
there was kind of like this like amazing group experience.
so between you guys and Mr. Bravo Andy over there, I mean, Bravo is got to be the gayest thing on the planet, huh? I mean, especially now he's going to 5 days. There is just gayness overflowing.
Good, I hope so. We need more gay in the world. I really believe that and I'm seeing this a lot on my Twitter. Like, people are excited to see a gay couple and a gay person starting out a business, and I feel like there's actually a desire there right now, especially with and that was also part of the reason why I wanted to do the show, was because of everything that's been going on with bullying and the suicide rate and all of these horrible things that are happening. I was like, somebody, we need to keep the image out there of people and positive role models. And I'm like pretty gay. I love glitter, I love color, I love dressing up. I'm not really like one of those like pseudo butch gays. Like, that's not me. Like, I don't sit on the couch and watch sports, and I'm watching The Devil Wears Prada on Sunday when it's on cable. I'm like putting in my DVD of Unzipped and saying lines along to it. Same with Showgirls. It's like I think we need a lot of gay right now.
Yeah,
that's funny because I watch sports while in glitter. So to each his own.
Maybe I should start doing that.
It's a little of everything,
Exactly.
Well, the question I'm sure you're getting nonstop is, what happened with Rachel and how are things now?
Well, you'll be able to see I didn't watch this past season of the Rachel Zoe Project, just because I had lived it and I kind of know what happened. But you'll see my response to what she accused me of. All I'll say right now is that it's just not what happened. And I really am grateful for the time that I got to spend with her. And, it's unfortunate now that it's at a place where, she's, you'll see. It's just,
well, I mean, she basically, she said that you were leaving to spend time with your boyfriend and your dogs, which is something that, obviously, I don't know you, but I can't imagine you saying that was the reason you were leaving.
That sounds good to me, though.
It's also, there's also a press release that was released by people that we put together that clearly stated what I was doing. So I just, the fact that I would assist somebody for 3 years and then decide to retire and become a housewife and time with my dogs. And I spend time with my dogs and my boyfriend every night. The whole point of me assisting somebody was so that one day when I felt like I had the tools, and by the tools I mean, know how to put a fitting together, know how to travel internationally with somebody, the intention, I think, and with my assistants right now, it's like I know that one day they're going to want to go off and do something that's outside of Brad Goreski, and I wish them well already, and I'm training them to do so. So I just thought that my dogs, it's like Jasper and Penelope I love spending time with them. However, they're not going to pay my bills or keep up my high rate of shopping. So I needed to do something else.
I love their names.
Pardon me?
I love their names.
They're the best. They're absolutely the best. But there's two sides to every story, and I wish her 100% well on all the things that she's doing. I have no reason otherwise. Even with the things that she said about me, it really hasn't changed the way that I feel about her. I just feel like it's unfortunate that that that's kind of the way I would be represented after I left, because I was very clear in many lengthy talks about my intentions when I left. So I just think it's unfortunate and disappointing that she felt like she needed to speak with me that way. But to each his own, that's not the way I conduct my life.
Yeah. How much of that do you think actually comes from her and just sort of the machine that is reality TV and all the magazines and Entertainment Weekly and all that, just spinning it to just keep names, in the paper and all that?
From what I mean, unless they skewed what she said, whatever the headline that was running was a direct quote. So I'm not really sure because I wasn't there. I just know from my past experience that producers don't give you lines. And my hope would be that had they given, I'm sure they did not, but, my hope would be that she would want to say something else. But unfortunately, again, like what I said, what you put out there is coming from you. So
Yeah.
I can only speak for myself and say the things that I say on my show are from me.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, enough about Rachel then. Let's talk about a chick that we know you love, Brad Goreski's mom on Twitter and in real life. I'm looking at your mom's Twitter page right now, and you guys are actually, you're interacting on Twitter. Have you kind of got it down to 140 characters at a time?
Well, she actually she came and spent the weekend with me because in LA I wanted to take her to the Trevor Project, and so I took her this year. We do have it down pretty pat, the 140 characters. It's so funny, like people will come up to me on the street and say, I wish your mom would tweet more. It's hilarious. But you'll love, Debbie Goreski makes an appearance on the show, and she's absolutely delightful. And I think people will understand. I mean, my mom is just great. She's so fantastic. And I think people will kind of understand a little bit about why I am the way I am.
Yeah. You may want to tell her that her profile, she's all in caps on her, so it's the yelling, but I know the older generation doesn't always get that.
She sends emails like that as well.
She's passionate.
She's very passionate. Yeah, she wants you to know so badly. And it's very un-Canadian, actually, to shout. I should actually tell her that.
Have a talking with her. So she's Brad Goreski's mom on Twitter. We'll get her some followers. We can't let you go without just talking Housewives for a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you think of this drama on Beverly Hills, and how do you think Bravo handled it? Because some people are saying they thought that Bravo would edit out a lot more in terms of stuff relating to Taylor and her husband killing himself, but we actually saw them in therapy, which seemed like a surprise to me.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what their I think that they handled the situation really, really well. And, as far as the Housewives of Beverly Hills, I recently was walking on Rodeo, and I finally met Brandy face to face. Oh my God, I live for her.
Yeah, right?
I love her. Like when she was like, "Get out of my house."
She's leaning against the door.
It was so good. It was just, she's like totally thrown everything off for me. And I think it was like very, I think that they should be like applauding her for kind of like mixing everything up, because she has this like awareness and then this like absolutely no awareness about who she's hanging out with and like, everybody's role. Like she's just kind of mixed the whole thing up. I love it. I love that last night she was wearing that white dress that was basically like see-through. I would wear that at the beach if I had a body like hers.
Yeah, right?
In my dream mind.
Well, you're doing pretty good in the body department from some of the twit pics and not twit pics, just the pics that we've been privy to.
Well,
that are out there. Let's put it that way.
I'm trying to keep it up. It's hard with everything going on right now, but I have my like kale salad and my green juices.
Oh, no.
I know when I go to Europe, though, once I get on that plane, I always kind of like wake up mid-flight and dig into my carry-on bag and sleep eat a bag of peanut M&Ms. I usually have like chocolate on my outfit by the time I get off the plane. Isn't that nice for a stylist?
You could start a fashion craze right there.
Hey, are you putting people in Bonobos, our number one sponsor? Are you putting people in the Bonobos?
I could try.
Are you a fan? We love their pants.
because
I love that.
they do things to your butt that you cannot believe. Literally
Well,
incredible.
As a 34-year-old man, I'm starting to realize that, that's become one of my focuses because it's starting to want to, move a little bit. Like it used to be kind of pointing to the sky, and now it's kind of like it was a happy face, and now it's a little bit of a sad face.
I've never felt older at 35 than I have in this interview.
Oh, but he's from Hollywood. It's all different out there.
Oh, right.
All right, Brad, thank you so much for being on the show.
My pleasure.
All right, cool. We'll
Come
talk to you
back
soon.
anytime.
Awesome. So January 2nd, it's a Brad World. We will be there. And thank you so much.
My pleasure.
The Six Pack.